And who's better than Donald Trump to be the poster boy for the times of how the wheel of time is moving? Every single day, there's a new headline of some major policy change, some major new deal, some major new disaster with his name on it.
He knew every aspect of this bill. He knew it better than almost anybody. And he never had a problem until right after he left. And if you saw the statements he made about me, which I'm sure you can get very easily, it's very fresh on tape, he said the most beautiful things about me. And he hasn't said bad about me personally, but I'm sure that'll be next. But I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot.
One day, everything is great. He's the new leader. Next day, we're going to give new laws, new tariffs on every single country. 100%, 150%. Market crashes. Shortly thereafter, no, by the way, I was just kidding about the tariffs. We're going to make some deals. We're going to go back to what we were. But we're going to make it seem as if it's a new deal. One day, he says we're going to destroy Gaza. These people are terrorists. Next day, these people were working things out. They seem like nice people. One day, the Houthis, they're our enemies. Next day, these are good people. Nice. Very decent. One day, we're going to destroy Iran. They can't have nuclear weapons. Next day, make a good deal with Iran. They can stay with whatever they have, no problem. One day, we're Israel's best friend. Next day, gives Israel the worst possible conditions we could ever imagine, while giving favorable terms to their enemies, Iran, Gaza, and all of the other terrorizing countries. Literally, not even a month passes for you to digest the news. In the old days, people knew that the news in the newspaper is good for a month. How would they know? Simple. In the old days, they used to use the newspapers after people read them and used them or whatever. They would reuse the newspapers to cover the fish and sell the fish in the market inside the newspapers. This, by the way, as a side note, was one of the ways that the Zohar Kadosh was discovered. The fool that found it thought that it's a newspaper, so he just covered his fish with it. When one of the Jewish scholars saw this, he wanted the rest of the pages. Gave him a bunch of money to give him the rest of the pages. But anyway, people would reuse the newspapers, unfold, put the fish aside, and then read what's on the paper. Would read on the paper, and it was still relevant. Why? Time was moving slowly. Okay, so a month ago there was a war. Okay, there's probably still a war now. Oh, there was a peace, there's still peace now. Oh, there's a new rule, the rule now. Today, the newspaper you buy in the morning is already useless by the afternoon. The news you read in the morning is literally absolutely useless by the next day. New policies, new terms, new. Everything is fast forward. And Rav Wasserman says, this is all due to HaKadosh Baruch Hu fast forwarding the wheel of time in order to prepare the store to close. As there's a parable in the Sefer Mishlei of the Chafetz Chaim, where there's a famous story. The Chafetz Chaim says, well, there was one time a store selling groceries. And I remember this, growing up in Israel, it was like that. We used to go to the store. The owner's name was Rafi. Everybody knew Rafi. And I went to Rafi. Anytime we need something, we go to Rafi. And if we didn't have any money, we just tell him, put it on the tab. And Rafi had a little notebook. He'd write down how much you spent. And sometimes you would have the people sign it, sometimes no, but depending on who it was. After a while, you have to pay him. And this is the way it was, not just with Rafi. This was the way this was common in the old days. Somebody had a grocery. Chafetz Chaim says, grocery, and people would buy. And there was one guy that would come to the store, and he would buy a lot of stuff. Lots and lots of stuff. Shefa. And put it on the tab. And every few months, he'd pay it off. For years. For years he's paying it off. And accumulating again. Buys for a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, all on the tab. And then after 5, 6 months, comes, tells Rafi, here you go. How much I owe you? 15, 20,000, here you go. One day, says the Chafetz Chaim, this person comes to the store and he does the usual. Starts emptying out the shelves, buying a bunch of stuff. When he brings it to the counter, the clerk totals up everything, tells him, okay, this is the bill. He goes, okay, just put it on the tab. The clerk says, no more tab. You have to pay cash today. What? What do you mean? I've been doing this with you for 20 years. Come here, tab, I always pay, I never give you problems. No. It's not that you give me problems. It's just that I'm closing the store today. That's it. I'm shutting down the store, I'm retiring, I'm finished. So there's no more, buy today, pay me in 60 days, buy today, pay me in 90 days. No. Today's the last day. You have to pay cash. Now you see, this is what's happening in the world. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is preparing the world for the last stage, for the last minute, for the last hour. And he's speeding up all the things that are happening in the world in order to help people do TeShuva, fulfill their tikkun. Sometimes there was a person that was decreed that will have a feeling of being rich in his life because he did something good at some point. So Hashem makes that person do something that he didn't even realize is going to be that good, and all of a sudden he becomes a multi-millionaire, billionaire, buying houses, buying buildings, on TV, everyone respects him, thinks he's a genius. And before you know it, he thinks he's going to have more money for the next 100 years. Makes a few moves, everything works out, until it doesn't. And he loses all of his fortune much faster than he gained it. Why? The decree was for him to feel rich for a specific amount of time. Sometimes that's a lifetime, 70 years. Sometimes it's 70 days, 7 years. Different amount of time for each person. Other times he can make a fortune, feel rich, and then lose a bunch. And then recover. Why? Hashem wanted him to feel poor again. Because that was also part of the decree. And then help him recover again. That happened many times also. But everything happens fast. In his 20s, he was a millionaire. 30s, poverty. 40s, millionaire. All things that usually would take generations. Take lifetimes. The billionaires of the previous generation literally worked their entire life, 30, 40 years, to achieve what they achieved. Today, it's literally, you have 20-year-olds that are achieving these major things. Why? Hashem is speeding up everything. Hashem is speeding up everything. Rav Wasserman finalizes the section by saying, all of this wealth, Hashem is showing it to you, moving in fast motion, to remind you of the story that's in the Torah of the Kikayon. It's all an illusion. It's all temporary. One day here, one day is gone. The point of the lesson is to show you that times have changed and you're running out of time. We are meant to be a light unto the nations, not to follow their misguided practices. Remember, every Jew has to remember that he's a Jew and she's a Jew. We don't celebrate non-Jewish holidays, even if they seem harmless. It's a zilzul, disrespect to the Torah, and could lead to Chilul Hashem, desecration of God's name. Stick to our holy Torah and our own holidays. That's the path of a true Jew.